Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask Ben W., the video series where I get to tackle exactly one question as I walk from my parked car to my office in Denver Public Schools. I'm going to try something a little bit different today, where I have the ability to use images on my screen in order to sort of convey a little bit of what I am talking about. So I'm using this picture, I believe it's a National Geographic picture of a cat who is jumping out and surprising himself or herself in a mirror. And it made me think of the question, how do you use reflection even when it hurts to do so? And the reason why I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I guess a subset of that question is like, how do you reflect even when it is something that you're not ready for hearing or for analyzing and digging deep into, when it is you are surprised by the reflection and the things that you are learning, because the reflection may end up being something that you need to do, but that you cannot do easily. And what brought this up for me was a series of conversations that we are having about lessons learned, things that we are thinking about for our own work, other departments, and we're really good at analyzing other people's work and asking really difficult questions and saying, the lessons learned. We are particularly bad about asking the difficult questions about whether or not this is worthwhile work, whether or not it is something that is going to have the kind of impact or has the kind of impact that we want to have in our classrooms and in our schools. I'm just going to keep on moving the cat back and forth because it's fun. I am finding it very difficult to use pointed questions with others when we are not ready to do so ourselves, and to criticize or to otherwise just sort of state an opinion about someone else's work when there is not a similar level of analysis being done to our own. And so the answer for how to better do this level of reflection is to have the ability and opportunity to lay it out, to lay your work out on the table, and to encourage others to see what you cannot see. And this is where, the reflection with others is so valuable, because even if you are able to surprise yourself by finding things within it, other people are better at asking questions sometimes than you are. And that is one of the sort of lessons of, when other people are presenting their work, you are skeptical. You are you have maybe a healthy skepticism for what's going on. But when you're doing it for your own, it is so hard to see your biases. It is so hard to ask those difficult questions about whether or not something really was effective. And so it is only through the transparency and the way in which we can share our work and ask those questions of one another. And so the way in which you do this in a reflective mode is when you are sharing your work, you are encouraging people to dig in deeply, and you are encouraging them to ask difficult questions about effectiveness. You are not saying, I want you to spitefully ask and disrespectfully ask questions, but rather, I want you to do this because it is going to make our work better, and because there is a powerful reflection that can happen when someone else asks the question. It's still you answering. It's still you, going through the process of digging into your own work. But it is someone else asking the question that you are too afraid to ask. And by answering some of those questions, you are much, much better able to learn from what you need to. And so I'm really interested in the ways in which we support each other in sharing our work and asking for others to dig in with us. And so anyway, that's my answer to this question, and hopefully you enjoyed the cute cat picture surprising him or herself there. There's a lot of value to be derived in that conversation. So if you'd like to ask me a question, please do so using the hashtag AskBenW on Twitter or wherever else hashtags can be found. And then once you have done that, we get to have a conversation together. The live stream is a lot of fun to do. Hopefully we can start the interaction during the live stream as well. I got to figure out a way to do the auto tweeting once the live stream is up so that we can do this in a live fashion. But thanks for learning with me, and I hope you have a great